In January 2022, Microsoft announced a blockbuster deal to acquire Activision Blizzard, one of the biggest game publishers in the world, for $68.7 billion. This is the largest acquisition in Microsoft's history and the biggest deal ever in the gaming industry. But what does this mean for the future of gaming, and how will it affect other players in the market? Activision Blizzard is the company behind some of the most popular and profitable franchises in gaming, such as Call of Duty, Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, and Candy Crush. It also owns King, a leading mobile game developer, and Major League Gaming, a globally sports platform. The company has nearly 10,000 employees across studios around the world. By acquiring Activision Blizzard, Microsoft will add these iconic games and talented teams to its own gaming portfolio, which includes Xbox, Bethesda, Minecraft, and Halo. Microsoft will also gain access to Activision Blizzard's loyal fan base of hundreds of millions of players and its vast intellectual property library that can be leveraged for future projects. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said that gaming is the most dynamic and exciting category in entertainment today, and that it will play a key role in the development of metaverse platforms. He said that Microsoft is investing deeply in world-class content, community, and the cloud to usher in a new era of gaming that puts players and creators first and makes gaming safe, inclusive, and accessible to all. Microsoft's gaming chief Phil Spencer said that players everywhere love Activision Blizzard games, and that he believes the creative teams have their best work in front of them. He said that together with Microsoft, they will build a future where people can play the games they want, virtually anywhere they want. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick said that the combination of his company's talent and franchises with Microsoft's technology, distribution, access to talent, ambitious vision, and shared commitment to gaming and inclusion will help ensure their continued success in an increasingly competitive industry. The deal is expected to close by mid-2023, subject to regulatory approvals and other customary closing conditions. Until then, Activision Blizzard will continue to operate as an independent company under Kotick's leadership. Once the deal closes, Activision Blizzard will report to Spencer as part of Microsoft's gaming division. The acquisition of Activision Blizzard will make Microsoft one of the largest and most diversified gaming companies in the world, with a combined revenue of over $20 billion, and it will also give Microsoft a significant edge over its rivals in the console wars, such as Sony and Nintendo, as well as in the cloud gaming market, where it competes with Google, Amazon, and others. Microsoft plans to bring Activision Blizzard's games to its Xbox Game Pass subscription service, which offers access to over 100 games for a monthly fee. This will increase the value proposition of Game Pass for gamers and attract more subscribers to Microsoft's ecosystem. It will also create more opportunities for cross-play and cross-progression across devices and platforms. However, Microsoft also faces some challenges and risks with this acquisition. Activision Blizzard has been embroiled in a series of controversies and lawsuits over allegations of sexual harassment, discrimination, and toxic workplace culture at the company. Microsoft will have to address these issues and ensure that Activision Blizzard's culture aligns with its own values and standards. Moreover, Microsoft will have to balance its relationship with other platforms and partners that currently host Activision Blizzard's games, such as Sony's PlayStation, Nintendo's Switch, and Apple's App Store. Microsoft has said that it will honor existing contractual obligations and support existing communities on other platforms. But it remains unclear how long this will last or whether Microsoft will eventually make some of Activision Blizzard's games exclusive to its own platforms. Finally, Microsoft will have to deal with the regulatory scrutiny and potential antitrust concerns that such a massive deal may raise. the acquisition of Activision Blizzard will reduce competition and consolidation in the gaming industry, which could raise questions from regulators in various jurisdictions. Microsoft will have to convince them that this deal is beneficial for consumers and innovation. In summary, Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is a game-changing move that will reshape the landscape of the gaming industry. It will give Microsoft a huge advantage in terms of content, reach, and scale. It will also create new opportunities for gamers and creators to enjoy more diverse and immersive experiences across devices and platforms. However, it also comes with some challenges and risks that Microsoft will have to overcome. Zynga was once a dominant force in the social gaming market, with hit titles like Farmville and Zynga Poker attracting millions of players on Facebook. But as the gaming industry shifted to mobile devices, Zynga struggled to keep up with the competition from other developers, especially Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard is one of the largest and most successful video game publishers in the world, with popular franchises like Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Candy Crush. These games appeal to a wide range of audiences, from hardcore gamers to casual players, and generate billions of dollars in revenue every year. Zynga tried to compete with Activision Blizzard by expanding its portfolio of mobile games, both through developing its own titles and acquiring other studios. Some of these games, such as Words with Friends and CSR Racing, performed well, but others failed to gain traction or retain users. Zynga also faced challenges from the changing dynamics of the mobile gaming market, such as rising user acquisition costs, increasing competition from new entrants and existing rivals, and shifting consumer preferences and behaviors. Zynga had to constantly innovate and adapt to keep its players engaged and monetized. But despite its efforts, Zynga could not match the scale, quality, and diversity of Activision Blizzard's games. Activision Blizzard had more resources, talent, and experience in developing and publishing blockbuster games across multiple platforms and genres. Activision Blizzard also had a loyal fan base that was willing to spend more money and time on its games. As a result, Zynga's market share and revenue declined over the years, while Activision Blizzard's grew steadily. Zynga's stock price also lagged behind Activision Blizzard's, reflecting its weaker performance and growth prospects. In 2022, Zynga agreed to be acquired by Take-Two Interactive for $12.7 billion, in a deal that was seen as a lifeline for the struggling company. However, before the deal was finalized, Activision Blizzard reportedly considered making a higher bid for Zynga in an attempt to strengthen its position in the mobile gaming market. But before Activision Blizzard could make a move, Microsoft announced its intention to acquire Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion, in a deal that would create one of the largest gaming companies in history. Microsoft's deal with Activision Blizzard was already in the works during the contact about Zynga. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard would not only give it access to some of the most popular and profitable games in the world, but also help it expand its presence in the mobile gaming market, where it had a very small starting space. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer said that prior to reaching a deal with Activision Blizzard, Microsoft looked at buying Zynga, but decided that it needed something bigger. Zynga's dreams of becoming a leading mobile game developer were crushed by Activision Blizzard's superior games and Microsoft's massive deal. Zynga's fate shows how difficult it is to compete with the giants of the gaming industry, and how quickly the market can change. Microsoft's deal to acquire Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion is one of the biggest in gaming history. It will give Microsoft access to some of the most popular franchises in the industry, such as Call of Duty, Warcraft, Diablo, and Candy Crush. But what does this mean for Zynga, another giant in the social gaming space? Zynga is best known for its casual games like Farmville, Words with Friends, and Zynga Poker. It has a long-standing partnership with Facebook, which helped it reach millions of users on the social network. Zynga also has a deal with Amazon, which offers Prime members free content and discounts in Words with Friends. However, Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard could pose a serious threat to Zynga's future plans and partnerships. Here are some of the possible impacts. Microsoft could leverage its own platforms, such as Xbox, Windows, and cloud gaming service xCloud, to promote Activision Blizzard's games and exclude Zynga's games from reaching a wider audience. Microsoft could raise the prices of Activision Blizzard's games or make them exclusive to its own platforms, which could hurt Zynga's revenue and user retention. Microsoft could use Activision Blizzard's expertise and resources to develop new social games that could compete with Zynga's games in terms of quality and popularity. Microsoft could influence Facebook and Amazon to favor Activision Blizzard's games over Zynga's games on their platforms, or even end their partnerships with Zynga altogether. Zynga will have to find ways to adapt to this new competitive landscape and diversify its portfolio and partnerships. It may have to invest more in developing original IP, acquiring new studios, expanding into new genres and markets, and collaborating with other platforms and publishers. It may also have to deal with regulatory hurdles and antitrust scrutiny that could delay or block Microsoft's deal. Zynga has been one of the pioneers of social gaming, but it faces a major challenge from Microsoft's deal with Activision Blizzard. How it responds will determine its fate in the new era of the social web.